AB, stop complaining about any issue in life. I want to be uncomfortable. It's not easy always. It's sport, it's competition, it's a challenge. People are going to ask questions, and you can still make it work. Keep reminding yourself of the fire in your heart and why you're doing something. You have that resilience and that fight, and you're going to start asking questions of yourself. Did you stand up after failing? So much emotion. Believe in your dream, believe in your dream, keep going, don't stop. I am because we are. Stick to who you are and stay true to yourself. It's about coming together and remembering we're all human beings. If I'm going to play the SA20 again, definitely tempting. There's no doubt about it. But guys, my days are done. I'm over my best, in my opinion. Even though I still love the game. Listen, honestly, if I had to be very, very honest, if it was just me hitting cricket balls, I probably would still be playing. But being a professional sportsman, there goes a lot into it, a lot more into it than just me being out there with a bat in hand hitting cricket balls. That's why I committed to the WCL. It was the closest tournament to that I could find to what I wanted, and that was just to go out there and enjoy my cricket and hit some balls, and not worry too much about photo shoots, marketing campaigns, team meetings, team analysis. Meet and greets, lots of traveling around the world, everywhere, city to city, every second day. You're flying. Meanwhile, my family sits at home, my kids are growing up, and I'm flying around the world trying to chase some sort of a dream. I've lived out my dream completely, even though my dream didn't bring me a much wanted World Cup or an IPL trophy. I sort of made a lot of other dreams come true, and that is, I enjoyed my cricket. I enjoyed hitting the ball, and I left every single bit of ounce of energy out there. So I gave it my all. I will probably still be playing WCL. Maybe I'll surprise you guys with something else as well in the future. I don't know, but to play professional cricket again, as intense as the SA20 or the IPL or the 100 or the Big Bash or some of the real serious stuff where there are meetings on a daily basis, lots of flights around the world, lots of analysis stuff, lots of marketing things as you have to look after the sponsorships of the various teams you play for. It sort of just really drains you, and you find yourself in the middle of a photo shoot going, what am I doing here? I'm not even playing cricket. I'm away from home for 2 months at a time. What am I doing here? And those are the kind of questions that came to mind at the back end of my career, as it was about 2% playing cricket and 98% doing all kinds of other things, as I just mentioned now. Hopefully that makes sense, and that is the main reason I am not committed to playing big tournaments anymore. But WCL for 2-3 weeks once a year is something I feel I can do and look forward to. What do you think about Virat Kohli playing after the 2027 World Cup? And guys, I haven't spoken to him about it, and it's anyway not my place to share any personal information like I have done in the past, and still licking my wounds because of that. But in my opinion, that will be his final go at a cherry on the cake kind of finish to his career. That's my 5 cents. I think IPL is a different story. We might see him go for another 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years. Who knows? It's a shorter version of the game. It doesn't take a lot out of you, even though it's a very intense tournament. You can sort of prepare for those 2-3 months of the year and really get yourself ready mentally for that. Where a World Cup is a 4-year cycle, right? It's a really big build-up. It takes a lot out of the body, out of the system, out of the mental capacity, and the space that you try and find yourself in. Family time. We've heard Virat speak about that very often, about family time and how important that's become for him. And once again, I want to remind you guys, that's the kind of player you want to celebrate. Allow him to find his balance in life towards the back end of his career, and just celebrate him. I mean, he's been absolutely phenomenal. He's changed the game of cricket forever. and you will forever be remembered. So I think it just deserves a little bit of, you know what, thanks Virat for everything you've done. Hopefully you play for another 5 years. If you don't, we're right behind you. Keep doing what you're doing. From a mental aspect, he plays a huge role in that team. Let me tell you, the kind of confidence the youngsters take from his presence alongside Rohit is, you can't sort of, I don't know, you can't put a number to that, guys. It is irreplaceable. Those kind of players, the impact they have on the players around them, and the confidence the players take from that is absolutely huge. So never forget that. Even though they don't always perform, they have a huge impact in that team and the team's morale and confidence. What are you guys up to, by the way, on a Sunday afternoon? I'm going to light the fire here because we need to celebrate the youngsters' performances yesterday. Not over celebrate it. I want to let them know I'm proud of them. But as a dad, you never want to sort of go over the top. Even when I saw them after their performances, it was difficult for me to know how to react, because obviously on the inside I am screaming of joy and emotional, but don't want to show them that I don't know, that I almost want to take the emphasis of performances out of play a little bit and remind them of how beautiful it is to be part of a team, how lucky they are and privileged they are just to play sports, and always keep the emphasis on that, because I want them to walk off the cricket field feeling like that was fun. Whether I've done well or not, I love playing the game. That always comes first to me. So it was really difficult because I wanted to really go crazy, but sort of kept the celebrations back a bit and just said, great performance, I'm really proud of you. And when they don't do well, same kind of thing, well tried. Next game, it might go better. So I maybe you guys have some advice for me, but I will light a fire and we will sort of celebrate, and I will remind them of their fantastic performances yesterday, and also remind them of the roller coaster that sport throws at you sometimes, and when you can be at the highest high and the next week you can find yourself at the lowest low. But always find that enjoyment and passion and love for the game, because that will keep you going, and that will keep you going back and trying to sort of better the performance every time and keep going to the nets and working hard. Same with anything in life. I think whatever you do out there, sport, business, you almost got to find that, keep reminding yourself of the fire in your heart and why you're doing something, and keep that love for what you do. So yeah, that'll be my go-to, but let me know what you guys think. Congratulations for your boys. Maybe see in future your boy doing magic with bat and ball. That's completely up to them, guys. I'm just here to support. Obviously, it is a proud moment when they do well, but I'm way more prouder when I see them conducting themselves in a good manner, have good manners, take their caps off when they greet people, look people in the eye, respect the opposition. Those kind of things are way more important to me. And then obviously performance and doing magic in the future, who knows? The world is the oyster and they can do whatever they want, and I will be there to support them as much as I can, and also keep them grounded and remind them of the values of life and the simple things that you can enjoy, that it's not always just about performance. As a batsman captain yourself, how did you manage mental fatigue, and what advice would you give to Gil to handle that? Look, at the age that he's now and where he's at in his career, I don't think he's carrying any mental fatigue, but it's definitely something to be aware of. As captain of 2 formats now, Tests and ODIs can wear you down. And there's a lot of pressure as captain to carry. You're carrying the hopes of your nation. You want to represent to the best of your ability, and you also feel like you're carrying your whole team. But Shubman, the way that I sum him up, is someone that sort of taps in with his senior group and with the talent around him. He's not, I think he's smart enough, guys, to understand that it's a team effort and I can't do everything by myself. All he needs to focus on is to make the best possible decisions for his team and to bat to the best of his ability, and to carry himself in a respectful manner, to make his country proud by the way he conducts himself with his body language, the way he speaks to other people, the way he shakes hands after games, whether they won or lost. And I think that's where Gil will absolutely nail it. And I want to wish him all the very best. But mental fatigue, not an easy one. I've always relied on people around me, some mentors that I've worked with throughout my career. You'll also have his coach and some friends in the team that he sort of connects with a bit better. He's got a Rohit and a Virat there in the ODI system to bounce ideas off, or when he's feeling the heat, to knock on Virat's door and say, you've been there, you've been there before. How do I handle the situation? How do I let someone know that he's not playing the next game? What's the best way of communicating that to someone? Or what do you think with regards to the strategy tomorrow in the second ODI against Australia? It's a must win. How about playing an extra spinner or an extra seamer or an extra batsman? So he's got a lot of experience and knowledge around him that he can tap into. It would be silly to try and take everything on by himself. And I think he just needs to sort of use all the resources that he's got and sort of find a bit of support there. What is the most important life lesson cricket taught you? For me, it's resilience. Resilience is one of the most valuable things a human being can have. To always have the ability to stand up after failing or after falling down. And there's so many greats of the world. I think of Tiger Woods, the Roger Federers. Now that I'm thinking tennis, I'm thinking Djokovic, Andy Murray, even with all his injuries. The greatest players in the world always find a way to bounce back. And their message, Federer's message the other day that I saw once again was, the biggest thing, the biggest skill that I had was to sort of just take the loss, to sort of find a way to become better at it and to go again. And that will always be, like, you can go and Google some of the best successful stories out there in the world. There's always a link to that where the guy had to be resilient. Just keep your head up and keep going. Just keep your head up, keep going. Believe in your dream, keep going, don't stop. So Lorette, I think that's a fantastic learning lesson, or a lesson learned for me throughout my career as well. I can definitely relate to that. But I would say the biggest lesson for me was, because of the nature of sport, it sort of really taught me to keep my feet on the ground no matter what happens, to stay humble, to never see myself better or bigger or more important than anyone else, that we're all human beings. Sort of relates to my message earlier with the whole India-Pakistan debacle that I went through, with the comments that I made. I mean, people were talking about boycotting the show because of that. And I just went like, whoa, that's not what I was saying. I'm talking about sport here. But yeah, just to stay humble, I think, Lorette, was probably my best lesson. And the game of cricket would never allow me to get ahead of myself or to become arrogant or to see myself as more important than anyone else. And that is the beauty of sport, once again. It keeps your feet on the ground. And so alongside resilience, I think those two words stand out throughout my career. So this reminds me of a story that I heard from a wise old man quite a few years ago. And I don't know how true this is. I actually, to be honest, I think it's not so true. But he told me one day when I was complaining a little bit about, I think I was in bad form, or I can't remember, I was just having a bad day. And according to him, I didn't really have an excuse. But anyway, he told me, AB, stop complaining about any issue in life, because 90% of people that listen to you don't really care about your problem. And the other 10% of them are happy that you have the problem. So I'll never forget that, whether it's true or not. I don't think it's true. I think you guys care that I'm not feeling my best. So I sort of took that in. It was such an influential phrase that I remember it, but I don't believe in it. So it sort of tells you, it's maybe a bit of a lesson. Don't always believe in what you hear, but take it in and make with it what you want. You know, I giggle at it now because it's quite funny to me looking back. I do feel there are people that care about my issues, but also at the same time, it also reminds me, don't get into a habit of just complaining. Sometimes try and really just work through it first, and then turn to your dearest friends and family and people and say, listen, I'm in a bit of a tough spot here right now. So I have an important exam in 2 days. I haven't prepared well. Preparation is key. And the fear is hitting me hard, but I still feel I can do it. Just need a few words from you to help me face it. Yeah, preparation is key, and it ultimately really helps you settle. So that fear is because you are not prepared. And there's only one person to blame, and that's you yourself. But you can still make it work, even though you didn't prepare as well as you wanted. And I think of public speaking, when you get thrown into the deep end, there's 1,000 people listening to what you have to say, and someone throws you onto the stage and says, fire away, please just chat to these people for 10 minutes. And I go like, oh my word, now what? Few deep breaths. Do all the preparation that you can over the next while, but stay calm. Control that heart rate. Focus on what's important, the most important things. And I mean, just go slow through the exam. Don't panic. When you panic, you rush, you overthink things, and you make silly mistakes. So just slow down, control that heart rate, and all the very best. But get as much prep done today as you can. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of time left, as it is pretty late already on this Wednesday. But all the best. I hope it goes well. Stay calm, and hopefully you will achieve success. Your opinion on RR choking in the later half of the match? There's that word again. No, man. That's almost like saying Isala Kapnamda. You're not allowed to say that. We don't talk about choking. There's no such thing as choking. I had a massive fallout on a group today with some former school friends of mine. All right. So my school played against our arch rivals, Grey College, yesterday. We lost. Very sad, very disappointing. And some people in the group said, there's Afis again choking like the Proteas. And I went cold. I don't believe in that word. I really don't. The fact of the matter is, in sport and in life, there are moments, opponents, situations that make a person or a team a bit more uncomfortable than other normal situations. So for South Africa in the 90s, early 2000s, it was always playing against Australia. We could never beat Oz, all right? We broke that shackles in 2008 and never looked back. For the last 17 years, we generally dominated Australia. There's just no doubt about it. So it's not impossible to break that chain at some stage. Look at Roger Federer, greatest tennis player of all time. He had a very, very hard time against Rafa Nadal and Djokovic. It was almost his arch rivals, his nemesis, his downfall. Those two players, especially Djokovic, towards the back end. Federer just couldn't find a way to beat him. Now, do you call that choking? The greatest tennis player of all time? Are you absolutely joking? It is sport, it's competition, it's a challenge. There are mental challenges that you've got to overcome. Sometimes when you're ahead, you get into a good position. The game's momentum changes. That is sport, people. It's not choking. The opponent comes back with fire and he unravels your game and ultimately beats you at the right time, playing the bigger moments better. I still don't think that's choking. It is sport at its best. I'm the first person to put my hand up and say, I didn't play well there. I could have played that moment better. But at the end of the day, there's an opponent at the other side. There's a bowler that's worked his entire life to beat me in those little moments. So it's okay for him to also win. I understand when you are in a very dominant position, you need 10 runs of 20 balls, 9 wickets in hand. That's generally like a big shock if you lose from there. I still won't call it choking because obviously you must have made some mistakes, but also the opponents were there to try and get you out. So I don't like that word. I don't like to label sports people because I'm such a big fan of sport. And my heart breaks when people go down sometimes, but then always there's another side of the story. There's someone who managed to make that guy crumble under pressure. Okay, and that is the beauty of the game. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday and all the very best with the week ahead. I'll see you all soon. Take care and bye now.